And when you do your own research, you don't freak out after seeing negative news. I'm not affected by FUD in the assets or cryptos that I know well. So I don't chase ever. I simply just wait. It might not be the best strategy for everybody else, but for me, it is. So he believes that we're potentially on the last impulse in the months ahead. And of course, I want this more than anything in the world. It's been a long several-year wait for us. And as we say, we like to follow the money, but we have to follow the smart money, and we're gonna beat the dumb money, the slow money. What's going on, guys? Kevin Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. Right here we have the official press release from the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan, the central bank of the country Bhutan, announcing that they have chosen Ripple, the company, and their network, the leading provider of enterprise blockchain and crypto solutions for cross-border payments, is piloting a project on the CBDC in Bhutan. You can find this at rma.org. Next up, we have announced by TradingView, the absolute behemoth, completing a new funding round with a $3 billion valuation. Not surprised whatsoever. This is a free platform to chart any digital assets, crypto, stock, you name it. Links are in the video description. And remember, the other platform to chart crypto assets is charts.cointrader.pro. Next up, Coinbase, the company, also sees 1.4 million signups for their new NFT platform. An absolute insane amount of traffic, as the number of users are on the waitlist exceeds 1.4 million. And also, guys, to update you with my family friend that actually got hacked on Coinbase, the exchange. I'm sure you guys already saw this, and we covered it in the news a couple weeks ago when 6,000 Coinbase users were hacked and lost their funds. I think it was some type of SMS issue on Coinbase's side. Well, my friend had only about $200 on Coinbase at the time. It was stolen, so Coinbase actually refunded them over $3,000, plus the $200 that was also in crypto. I'm happy about that, but it also took, 6 to 8 months before anything was solved and even got a response from customer support. But just wanted to share that. But that's a beautiful ROI from a $200 investment. Friendly reminder that the Fear and Greed Index today is in extreme greed at 79. Last month, we were relatively neutral, so October has definitely been an interesting month. My buddy Jamie XRP explaining perfectly what it feels like to be in alt season right now when your altcoins have not popped off and you're just waiting for them to do anything at all. I can relate to this massively. Next up, we have shared by Grayscale, a subsidiary of Digital Currency Group, one of the biggest blockchain-based crypto companies on the planet. They also own CoinDesk, which we cover a lot. And here's their list of cryptocurrencies that they hold in their investment trust today. Of course, we can see millions and millions of dollars of Bitcoin, hundreds of millions of dollars in Ethereum, smaller positions in Basic Attention Token, Chainlink, Decentraland, Filecoin, Zen, Litecoin, LivePeer, Stellar Lumens, Zcash, and also a DeFi fund. And shout out to Heather in my Discord for bringing this to my attention the other day. I often do forget to check and keep an eye on this one, so I appreciate you. I also try to keep an eye on a variety of digital asset funds and try to see which assets they are slowly but surely accumulating. Observe which assets they discuss and retweet. Just basic fundamental analysis or common sense. Now we have tech devs sharing this. Now take this with a giant grain of salt, but wanted to give you a look at a variety of price charts explaining the previous crypto bull runs and Bitcoin cycles after the Bitcoin halving. So Bitcoin halvings in 2012, 2016, 2020, and they typically go on a nice parabolic run for quite some time after that period. And since May 2020, we can see that Bitcoin has absolutely done just that. So throw in some Fibonacci on the 2013, the 2017 cycle, and then comparing it to the 2021 cycle, it does show a very, very bullish price for Bitcoin in the future. Me personally, I'm just using this in my fundamental analysis. I'm just entirely focused on alts that have yet to even perform and are in accumulation. But just wanted to show you what the charts in the fib scale would actually show us here. But another thing that he does touch on that I do like is he says that if they are hit at all, meaning his 2-week RSI channel, he's out of the market. He's selling, liquidating in the US dollar most likely, and getting back on the sidelines and waiting for that inevitable cryptocurrency market crash. And of course, I have long-term holdings in a few alts that I'm just not going to sell at all. I don't care if the market crashes. I've already had beautiful entries, even before this bull run began. So that's easy for me to say why I'm holding it, but everybody has to come up with their own personal plan because everybody has a different situation. Are you going to be working on accumulating some assets after a 50 or 80% market crash? Are you going to be earning interest on some CeFi or DeFi platforms and stablecoins? To be very conservative. Everybody has to come up with a plan, and of course it's easy for me to say that I'm not going to sell a portion of my holdings because that's what's best for me. Because imagine if you had, a huge bag of ADA, Cardano, at 15 cents. Well, I think some people would be comfortable with letting some of that portion ride, especially after already taking out their initial investment or taking some staggered profits on the way up. I love this picture. So we have the 2013 trend-based fib time extension, same thing with 2017, and then 2021. And it does show a big blow-off top moment at the end of year. Does this mean a $300,000 Bitcoin? No, not necessarily. I'm looking for a blow-off top just like many analysts in this market, and I'm watching my altcoins. Bitcoin's all the way up here, forming this cup and handle, ready to break out, right? I'm focused on assets that are still relatively bottomed, that I'm comfortable with, that I have fully researched. And the best thing about investing, I don't have to swing at every single opportunity. I don't have to swing at every single pitch. I just need a few home runs. So I don't chase ever. I simply just wait. It might not be the best strategy for everybody else, but for me, it is. So he believes that we're potentially on the last impulse in the months ahead. And of course, I want this more than anything in the world. It's been a long several-year wait for us. Referring to the 2-week RSI channel here. So 2011, crash. 2013, crash. 2017, crash. We're in this reaccumulation phase. So he believes that we have yet to even break out and we have one more blow-off top moment. The 2-week Bitcoin chart, of course, you can look at the altcoin market and the total market cap of the entire cryptocurrency space and make this argument as well. Now, it does not mean just because it happened a few times that it has to happen, but I'm on the same page as this guy. Maybe not the same price targets, because I'm focused on altcoins because I believe they have a much higher rate of return. To double my money with Bitcoin from 60K to 120,000 BTC is not really of interest of me. You guys know that. I'd much rather swing the bat on a variety of alts that are coiling up at certain retracements and have not even reached those gold extensions. So I hope you guys checked out that video yesterday. Anytime I do a video that I put time in, nobody watches it, has the least amount of views I've had on a video in forever. And it just goes to show, people do not want to be informed. They only want to watch content that makes them feel good. They want to watch the influencer with the highest price targets. They just want constant reassurance that what they believe is true. So I put that video out to show you, and we're going to refer back to that in the weeks and months ahead. And I think it'll be very, very interesting. Just like when you see somebody teaching you how to build a multi-million-dollar business, or even videos I've done showing step-by-step how I made my first $1 million in crypto, almost no views. But if guys do a car video or a day in the life tour of a mansion, everybody watches it. But nobody wants to learn how to get there themselves. Crazy. Next up, Dan Moorhead. This is the CEO of XRP, the first and one of the largest crypto hedge funds in the world. He goes on to say, Bitcoin price cycles shown logarithmically make today's levels look cheap to me. October investor letter to all XRP investors. Let's check this out. The major Bitcoin price cycles. We can see correction 68% correction, 83% correction, 83% correction, 61% correction, 54% correction. When in doubt, zoom out. Look at this beautiful trend line on the macro, not on the 4-hour chart. This is zoomed out on the larger time frames. And now this gentleman might be one of the smartest men in the entire cryptocurrency space. Every time he tweets, every time he does a video, I always listen up. This is Santiago Velez. He's been a crypto community member for quite some time, and now he's showing some very interesting charts. This is the Bitcoin stock to flow, the stock to flow ratio, versus POW. These are proof of work prices. So he has Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XMR, which is Monero, a privacy coin on this chart. And if you take the time to look at this, I think you can get what he's saying. Santiago's strategy looks very similar to mine. Now, I'm not holding XMR at this time. I agree with these price projections, and I'm in other alts that look extremely similar to this structure, although they may not be proof of work. Maybe that's my mistake and I'll miss out. But we can see this dark purple. This is Monero's actual price action versus the US dollar price chart. This type of pink color is actually Monero's projection. And the funny thing is that we have Ethereum and we have Bitcoin following it pretty damn closely. And now he goes on to say, right on track, now comes the good part. And I'm wondering if he sees the same thing as me, referring to a lot of alts getting that blow off top, just like in that other chart we showed with tech dev. Okay, so wanted to focus on that. I know I shared some things in the Discord to emphasize my looks. And also we have Real Vision Finance founder, a good friend of Santiago, asking for the highest expected future return over this bull phase according to your work. And of course, they discuss that over the DMs. I love that he's acknowledging, because he's one of the biggest pages, finally talking about what we've been talking about for 3 to 4 years. If you don't see by now that the tokenization of everything, we're talking real estate, we're talking any type of NFT, we're talking any type of digital asset or security, is the biggest thing we've ever seen and will ever see. I can't help you as much. It dwarfs all other opportunities for risk reward over time. Remember, going from 140 million users to 1 billion users in the crypto market in the next 3 years. Web 3.0 is something few yet understand, but will change business forever. And I'm working on getting RV, is that real value, or is he referring to Real Vision Finance, into that world over time. So much cool shit in our plans. But I'm working on setting up some other projects too. Hedge funds and crypto produce amazing alpha, but are capital starved. I'm going to solve that with a crypto fund of funds. Very interesting. Just wanted to say a massive congratulations to the Digital Pound Foundation for announcing their partners with Ripple, Quants, with CGI and Accenture, even Electroneum and AVAX of Avalanche. Congratulations, guys. Cannot wait to see what you guys work on in the future. And all these organizations are extremely connected. Also wanted to say congratulations to Alchemy Exchange, one of the first projects that will be launching on the Hypergraph. This is ADS, a microcap token. I encourage you guys to look at this and do your own research. But they've been listed on MEXC Global. Congratulations. Now, Mike Novogratz, a billionaire in the cryptocurrency space, goes on to emphasize this, and this is what we can all agree on. Crypto wealth is approximately 50 basis points of global wealth. That means if you don't have at least 0.5% invested in crypto, you are short the global benchmark. Most institutions are still at 0. As they move in, that number will go to 1, then 2, etc. The cycle has started. And I agree. I also retweeted this tweet by this gentleman, Nathan C. Roth. It's a great thread explaining how to buy an NFT. If you guys are curious, this is utilizing OpenSea. I know we've done videos on it in the past. Links in the video description to explain how to use unstoppable domains and even how to sell it on OpenSea. I think it's a really good explanation. You can realize that we still have a long way to go before mass adoption, before it becomes as simple as Amazon when you can swipe or just click a single button to order something. We're a long way from mainstream adoption, but just wanted to show you the interest, and the bubble is good because this is going to push many developers, many of us, to make this a lot more efficient. We also have Arturo Portilla right here. Wait until we see similar news from the company Apple referring to this. Steam has banned all games that utilize blockchain tech, NFTs, or cryptocurrencies from their platform. Adapt or die. This is not going to end well, and I'm sure we're going to see many major companies trying to do the same thing, putting off the inevitable, just like China and India trying to ban cryptocurrencies. Or what happened on the macro view when these countries supposedly banned crypto? More people bought crypto than ever before. It increased the demand of crypto across the globe. So I don't think this will end well for Steam, and I believe that many organizations have to adapt, and those that actually open their arms to interoperability of the crypto space are going to succeed. Wanted to highlight Casper again, another project that is layer 1 that has been in development for several years from some of the early Ethereum developers. You can see Ethereum's market cap 450 billion plus, Cardano 70 billion plus, Solana almost 50 billion, Polkadot, another asset I'm bullish on, 40 billion, AVAX 12 billion, and we saw Avalanche right in that Digital Pound Foundation partnership, Hedera only 5 billion, and Algo only 11 billion. You guys know I love these two, especially where they're positioned. But what's Casper? Not even at $1 billion, approximately $250 million today. So I don't go all into smaller caps or all into high caps. I try to keep an even distribution of all of them, but just wanted to share a very interesting project and highly recommend you check out Ghost Staking. Highly recommend checking out Ghost Staking. I got to give this guy a follow. Next up, guys, we have official. Square has doubled its money on their Bitcoin investment. The firm's $220 million investment is now worth over $470 million. The benefits of being early before somebody, also the benefits of owning one of the world's largest platforms. Highly recommend following Hammertoe. This is Matt Hamilton, guys, on Twitter. Principal developer advocate for the Ripple XRP dev interested in crypto. Very, very smart guy in building on the XRP ledger. If you guys ever have technical questions, I highly recommend asking this gentleman. He goes on to answer Vanessa's questions right here perfectly, and always just appreciate his insight. Talking about incentives to run a node. Talking about how governance and consensus work. Talking about the UNL, which is a common FUD point because people really need to research this. I would love to see Matt Hamilton do some collaborations with other people in this ecosystem. Very smart guy. If you get a chance to watch the video I uploaded the other day, I show 30 plus alts creating a second all-time high price in 2021, and I explain where I believe we are for a variety of assets, including XRP. Thanks to all that did like and watch this video. The people that actually go the extra mile and do their research are going to be the ones that win in this space. Make sure you're doing research and watching other people that do not share your same opinion. And I often do when I'm driving or long drives, watch other channels that have completely conflicting views to my own, because it's a great mental exercise. Next up, I Wrath Economy, an interview with Ripple user BEX's or Bex's Banco about Brazil's payment system. Remember, they are directly integrated into PIX. PIX is Brazil's central bank instant payment system. And remember that Ripple the company or XRP is not mentioned in this one, but it gives an overview of the PIX system, and we've already explained how it is directly integrated. For anybody that holds an asset they believe in or is encountering tons of FUD in this market, that's part of it. Not every asset we have will succeed, but if I listened to all the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt years ago, I would have missed a $5 QNT. This is why you always have to do your own research. I saw many FUD points, people trolling on Twitter, And instead of freaking out every time I saw a negative piece of news about any asset, even QNT, I said, okay, is this true? How can I confirm this? Where can I go look and find out more about this? And when you do your own research, you don't freak out after seeing negative news. I'm not affected by FUD in the assets or cryptos that I know well. And it's up to everybody to do this for themselves. And I know this has been circulating everywhere. Tether fined $41 million for lying about fiat currency backing. Remember that Tether does in fact focus on reserve amounts that are not just in Bitcoin, but even other crypto assets. So very interesting. And this is a look by me now. So what if Altseason and the total altcoin market cap is actually matching smaller fractals? Remember, we were talking about DAG. Under 2 pennies, takes off to 40 cents. That was our original target. I know it went a little above it, but nonetheless, we saw that wick right at the golden extension. I was actually looking at this mini fractal of the Constellation price chart, sizing it up to the total altcoin market. So this is just altcoins without Bitcoin's market cap. From the 236 as the swing high on both sides, breaking through. What if this is actually where we're at, around that 2618, right where I highlighted there? Now we're just waiting for that blow off top. And this is just one look that we're looking at and just wanted to share, reaching a full 4.236 and then rolling over on itself. Now we've seen many assets do this. I also showed recently where I think Ethereum is on the price chart, and of course even XRP in the previous video. And I know that there's people that say, oh, I only focus on fundamentals. And then I know that there's people that only say, oh, I only focus on the charts and technical analysis. But the truth is that people that focus on both have a higher rate of winning. So anyways, just looking at the total cryptocurrency market cap reaching a full gold extension like we've seen dozens of assets already do. And I explained that in one of my previous videos. So seeing the altcoin market potentially reach even $2 trillion. And I know we've seen this, guys. XRP has turned into the #1 crypto in the United Kingdom. Ripple has an office in London. Who else does? R3. There's some huge players in Europe that we have to keep a close eye on. And of course, the UK and Switzerland are 2 countries that I'm heavily focused on. There's just a bunch that comes to mind that we've discussed on this channel. Who was it? The Prime Minister already focusing on green energy type of initiatives for central banks when it comes to payments against proof of work. There's just a lot of narratives that are going to continue to develop, just like the narratives we saw years ago. Huge MSM pages keep hitting on them, even Bloomberg. And then you kind of watch it develop. And it's just crazy how, with common sense and patience, you can predict some of the macro moves in the space. Congratulations to Hedera Hashgraph HBAR, another one of my favorites. Hedera Hashgraph has just crossed 1 million social mentions over the last year. Beautiful, and we've seen a lot of alts do this. Remember, we just discussed the market cap in that one graphic we showed was around $5 billion. Is quite a young asset. Cool to see Ben Jorgensen of Constellation. Remember, they're partners with Quant Network of Gilbert, the CEO, and we can see that they were together discussing big data and a connected city. Smart cities on the way. And I highly admire both of these guys and their projects that they're going after. So excited for the future. We have Martin Volk in the XRP community, great buddy, sharing that Revolut will be distributing these Songbird tokens. Awesome. And I don't know if it's true, but did you guys see that Coinbase actually claimed the Songbird tokens so that we will not be getting any if you guys expected to? If that's true, that makes me sick to my stomach. And the truth is that wouldn't even surprise me. Next up, Wrath Economy. And if you guys are not following this, man, do it right now. Only 22,000 followers and some of the best quick bits of research I've ever seen. This July report from the Asian Development Bank notes Ripple's tie-up with Bcash and Mobile Money. Remember, these are partners, Bangladesh and Malaysia, taking over the Southeast Asian corridors as an innovation in the area. The report is titled Harnessing Digitization for Remittances in Asia and the Pacific, the APAC region. You can see right here, Ripple's mentioned side by side. Payments.com 2021. So Mobile Money is a Malaysian mobile wallet provider, and then Bcash is the mobile money provider in Bangladesh. Interoperability between these platforms focused on remittance payments, which is a multi-billion-dollar market. We also have Holo Thunder sharing this and just putting the screenshot right from this article, so I wanted to read this, discussing HBAR. A more pressing focus is security tokens. Remember, the tokenization of everything, which are projected to grow to a $160 trillion industry by 2030. So what do I believe? I believe this cryptocurrency market, currently at $2 trillion plus, will surpass a $100 trillion valuation in the future. That includes all crypto assets, all networks that are going to be built on top of it. I don't think that's too outlandish to think when the derivatives market is on the high end over $1 quadrillion. On the low end, I'd say about $600 trillion today. We also had Raul projecting a $100 trillion market in the next 15 years. I'm right there with him. And back in November 2020, Hedera Hashgraph launched a tokenization engine called TOKO, in collaboration with DLA Piper. So together with this global financial law firm, DLA Piper, they launched the tokenization engine. And I know HBAR is not the only one doing it, but I'm excited because HBAR's governance board is backed by some of the biggest behemoths and organizations in the industry. And as we say, we like to follow the money, but we have to follow the smart money, and we're going to beat the dumb money, the slow money. Also, guys, wanted to finish up with this. We have Crypto Eddy highlighting Japanese FX coin, a foreign exchange coin, crypto asset exchange. Remember, demonstrated the use of XRP with Sumitomo Corporation, and Sumitomo is connected to some of the largest banks in the world for payments to Singapore. This is another country right there with the UK and Switzerland that I'm watching and is a blockchain capital or blockchain country that is set up for massive success and a wealth transfer in the future. They laid out plans to create a crypto FX swap market, announced reorganization to corporate business in order to further deepen cooperation with SBI. Now, what did we hear? Alex Holmes, CEO of MoneyGram. MoneyGram is the second largest money service business in the world, explaining the partnership that they had with Ripple. And then, of course, they had to close it down because of the SEC lawsuit, saying that Ripple solved a lot of the back-end issues that we had for our users with FX swaps and the foreign exchange market. Whereas Stellar, he didn't say it was competing. Now, of course, Ripple and Stellar will compete in different verticals in different areas, but for MoneyGram, they did not. Ripple did the back-end processing. In Stellar, remember, they have their native asset, Lumens, or XLM, the abbreviation or ticker, focused on the front-end solution. This is the fact of the matter for many assets, that yes, there's going to be competition, but they can actually work together and solve many problems. This is what I hope for QNT, is this operating system to bring all of these networks together. Maybe other layer 1 solutions that are a lot more scalable to help, rather than just relying on Ethereum. Coming together with some better consensus mechanisms based on that specific industry, what the networking nodes prefer. This is what's exciting. Remember, you can find all links of services I actively use in the cryptocurrency space with discounts, and I will catch you in the next one.